Hello and welcome to The Vault. This is the venue that we use to present our Enneagram workshops. Now, many of you will have heard of the book, The Wisdom of the Enneagram, the most recent book written by Don Riso and Russ Hudson Beard about 10 years ago. But did you know that there was also a workshop called The Wisdom of the Enneagram, which is being developed by Don and Russ and presented by the Enneagram Institute Authorised Teachers, like myself, in different parts of the world. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about that workshop so that you can consider whether this is a workshop that would be interesting to you. In the Wisdom of the Enneagram workshop, we explore directly what it is to feel and experience the three centres of intelligence. The instinctual centre, which is the, if you like, the home of the 8, 9 and 1, the feeling centre, the emotional centre, and the thinking centre. What are the qualities? What are the real qualities of these centres when they're fully aligned and working as a function? We do that initially through some chanting. We have a sense of vibrating energy that we can generate to really help us ground ourselves in each of the centres, the belly centre, the heart, and the thinking centre. Then we begin to look from those centres at the three types and what we call the wake-up calls. So a lot of the thing about the Enneagram is, and any kind of personality type or structure, is that, well, okay, so I found my type, so what? What do I do about it? The wisdom of the Enneagram is very practical because you will leave with 9 distinct ways of working on yourself, things that you can notice, you can observe, that if you can stop yourself going down this kind of spiral into a reaction or particular behaviour, can help you stay more present, more sort of grounded to yourself. If you've seen the Enneagram Levels of Development video, you'll be aware that what we've taken the Enneagram, and a key part to the Riso Hudson Insight approach, is the Enneagram model. It's not just a flat model of like a face of a clock. There's a whole depth, a bit like a layer of a cake. There's 9 levels of structures. So in a way, an Enneagram type 5, say at level 2 or 3, looks very different from a level 5 or 6 type 5, and so on. Down here on the more mental health issues, it explains a lot of why certain personality types that we try and assess look a little different. And it's important to be aware of the levels of development, because when we're trying to assess our own type or trying to work with someone, we need to be aware where we are at any one time as a kind of centre of gravity. There's an oscillation, and there's aspects we'll see of higher and of lower. Have a look at the levels of development video to see more of that. So what we see, if we put this onto a larger map, these are the distinct levels, is between the healthy, the first 3 levels, and the average levels, there's what we call here a shock point. There's something that we call a wake-up call, because if we noticed it, it's like an alarm going off, that we could say, hang on a minute, there's something happening. There's something which is pulling me a little bit into a trajectory. It feels pretty normal to us in most cases. In that respect, that's why it's usually out of our conscious awareness. But if we become present to it, we can catch ourselves in the act. We can stop ourselves from finding ourselves moving. What we see, instead of us sort of having a centre of gravity, say for instance we manage to work ourselves at level 3, we might notice this movement. And the problem is, if we keep doing this, it moves our centre of gravity down so that we become less of that kind of openness. So in the Wisdom of the Enneagram, we look at the real qualities, we look at the wake-up calls, we look at what it means to be the real quality of each centre, as well as the real qualities of each type. It's a 2-day workshop, and if you don't know your type, it doesn't matter. In actual fact, most of the time I find people get more out of the workshop when they come with more openness. You can use it even as part of your exploration. Because one of the things that's really important about the Enneagram is not knowing your type. That becomes important as time goes on, but the most valuable part is the work towards discovering it, the whole exploration, because there's something about the self-observing and the awareness that comes from it, those aha moments that really are much more transformative than just being told your type. So we won't tell you your type. It's a discovery for yourself, something you can really own for yourself. Have a look at our schedule, have a look at the Enneagram Institute website schedule, which will be listed at the end of this video. And there'll be one somewhere near you, in America, in Japan, in the UK, Australia, and other parts of the world. The Wisdom of the Enneagram workshop. Come and see it and come and experience it, and I thank you for watching this video.